passive income rolling in while you sleep, digital products flying off the shelves in your Etsy shop, and finally finding a way to make money online to generate real revenue and gain financial freedom in your life? Yes, please. I'm here to tell you that earning passive income selling digital products absolutely is a real thing and is totally doable for you, even if you aren't an artist, designer, or business professional. Yep, that's right. Even complete beginners with no design experience at all can make money online selling Etsy digital products. The beauty of selling digital products on Etsy or any other online marketplace is that if it's a digital product that you don't have to customize, it truly will earn you passive income. You design it once, upload it to your shop, and then when it makes a sale, it automatically fills the order, it delivers the file to the buyer without you having to lift a finger in the process. The only work you do is at the very beginning once to create the file, create the design, and list it on your shop. It really is as amazing as it sounds. So today I'm laying out the basics of selling Etsy digital products for beginners. But first, if you're new to this channel, hi, I'm Kate. I'm so glad you're here. I'm a wife, mama to 3 awesome kiddos, Etsy seller, and business coach. And I'm here to help you start and scale your online business so that you can make a full-time income doing what you love. Like I mentioned, in this video, I'm covering digital product basics for beginners who want to start making passive income by selling digital products online. I've talked about digital products on this channel before, but this video today is a little bit more on the techie side of things. So this is going to be talking specifically about the tech side of creating and offering digital products that is a lot of times confusing for people. So we're going to walk through aspect ratios and sizing, what different file types you can offer your design in, how to actually offer the same design in multiple different sizes and aspect ratios for one listing, how to upload your files to an Etsy listing to sell, and also a hack you might need to know to get around Etsy's 20 megabyte limit for files if you have larger file sizes. I'm also throwing in a few juicy pro tips at the end of the video, so make sure you watch all the way through so you don't miss out on those. So first of all, if you're a complete beginner to selling digital products online, I just want to go over what actually a digital product is and how you can make passive income selling it online. So digital product is a wide category and niche of things that you can sell. It's really any digital file that you would create and list and sell on your online shop, and a buyer would come and purchase it from you and either use it themselves and further edit it on their own computer or device to use it for their purposes, or they would print it out if it's something like a printable. So digital products could be printables like calendars, planners, sticker pages, wall art prints. The list could go on and on for all different types of printables, but there's also things that are not printables that are considered digital products, such as SVG cut files for a Cricut or a Silhouette machine. You could be designing and selling graphic elements that people can use then in their own designs, such as fonts or watercolor images. You can also create and sell templates. So these can be things that people could use maybe for their social media account. You could sell Instagram story highlight covers or Instagram post templates. There are so many different types of digital products out there, but specifically today we're talking about the types of digital products that are one and done. You create them, list them, and they become passive after that. So it means that you're not editing it or customizing it any further once your buyer purchases. It's one file that you've created one time, you're listing it, and then your work is done. So I'm curious, do you already sell digital products online, or do you want to sell them? Comment below and let me know what specific type of digital products you're looking to sell. I have a whole list of ideas of digital products, as well as a lot of other great information for selling digital products in my free digital product starter guide, which is totally free to you. You can download it right after you watch this video if you want. I'll have that linked in the description box below, but I'm going to be referencing that guide going through a lot of what we're talking about today. So I've provided that so you can download that and have it yourself to access and refer back to when you need to. So without further ado, let's go ahead and look at this digital product starter guide, because included in this guide, I'm going to show you a page of it, which is the aspect ratio and sizing page. Okay, so this is going to show us the different aspect ratios and sizes that fit within that aspect ratio for your digital products. So you'll see we have a 1:1 ratio, a 2:3 ratio, 3:4, 4:5, 5 other, and then we have the international sizes here. So when you're thinking about digital products, specifically printables that people are going to be printing on their own, they may have a specific size they need for different purposes depending on what the actual item is that they're purchasing. So you want to make sure as the designer and creator that you're offering your listing and offering that file in whatever ratio and sizing options the buyer might need. So there's a lot of different ways you can do this. It's totally up to you for your own listing. But let's say you have a printable file that has a quote on it that someone could print out and hang up on their wall. Well, one person might want to print out a square size, which would be the 1-to-1 ratio, while another buyer might want a 12:18, which would be a 2-to-3 ratio. A third buyer might want that design in an 18:24 if they want a really large size, and that's a 3-to-4 ratio. So because you want to appeal to as many buyers as possible, my recommendation for you if you're listing this on Etsy is to include the largest size of each aspect ratio as its own separate file within one listing. So when a buyer purchases that listing, they're getting separate files for that design in a 20:20, in a 24:36, an 18:24, and a 16:20. And you can always throw in this 11:14 and any of these international sizes that you'd like to as well. But if you give them the largest size, then they can go on their own after that and size it down if they're wanting a smaller size without losing any of the image quality. If you were to provide them with the smaller size and then they needed to size it up and they wanted to increase the size, they can lose the image quality by increasing the size. But you're never going to lose image quality by decreasing. So that's why I suggest you start with the largest sizes for each aspect ratio and include those files for your buyer to purchase. Now, when the buyer purchases your listing, you'll have already uploaded these files to the listing. So when the buyer purchases, they automatically can download it. You don't have to do anything on your end to deliver these to the customer. This is where the passive income comes in. You've done it once, you've uploaded it, and I'm going to show you how we're going to upload that in a minute to your Etsy listing. But this is the beauty of it. You can create these files once and upload them, and your buyer instantly gets to download them once they purchase. Also, if you are an Etsy seller or you're wanting to start selling on Etsy, I have a free Etsy Success Masterclass that I'll link in the description box below that you can hop over to after this video. It's a 60-minute free training all about Etsy success. It goes over my 5 pillars that I have personally used to bring my shop to the top 1% of Etsy shops and bring my business to 6 figures. And I go through step by step exactly my process for generating real consistent revenue on Etsy. So if that sounds good to you and you want just a step-by-step walkthrough and overview of how to get to that point with your Etsy shop, definitely click on that link below and join in that free training after you watch this video. So let's come over to Canva and I'm going to show you how I would start creating these designs. So let's say we want to start with an 18:24. We're going to start with this 3:4 ratio and do an 18:24. Now all of these are in inches. So when you come to Canva, you would click create a design and you'll see it gives you suggested sizes, but for our purposes, we're going to click custom size and we're going to input the width and height. Now currently it's set in pixels. We want to change that to inches and we're going to put in our 18:24 inches and click create new design. Now this is going to give us a canvas to work with. It's a blank canvas that we can create anything we want on, but it's automatically sized to that 18:24, which gives that 3:4 aspect ratio that we were looking for. Now I'm going to size this down a little bit so I can see better what I'm designing. And just for the purposes of this, I'm not going to create too complicated of a design. I'm just going to create a quote here. Let's change this to the font that we want. All right, and then let's just say we want to add a floral graphic here. We could choose this to add. And again, I'm not really trying to make this super complicated. I'm just using this for our example today. All right, so let's say this is our printable that we want to sell. So once we have our printable design, we've put it on our 18:24 canvas. We want to come up here, and if you want to title this file something, when you download it, you want it to be saved as a certain name, you would type that in here. Now it has already, it's a great day for a great day, so I'd probably just leave it at that. But before you do any other steps, I recommend you come up here because whatever you have typed in here for the title is what the file will be saved as. So now let's say we have our 18:24, but we want to offer this file in each of those different aspect ratios. Remember, we have the 1:1, the 2:3, 3:4, 4:5. So we've already done the 3:4, but let's say we want to change this to a 4:5 to also offer that to our buyer. So we're going to look at the largest size here, which is the 16:20, and we're going to take our design that we just created and resize it for a 16 by 20 canvas. So there are two different ways I'm going to show you how to do this on Canva. One is using Canva Pro, which is the paid subscription to Canva that gives you more features and gives you more options of things you can do. And that is a monthly payment. So if you're interested in trying out Canva Pro, I do have a free trial. It's a 30-day trial linked in the description box that you can have access to if you'd like to try out Canva Pro and see if you like the Pro features, but you can also do this for free. So first I'm going to show you the easiest way, which is with Canva Pro. So if you have Canva Pro, you can come up here to the top left corner where it says resize with the little crown. And when you hit resize, we're going to again input our custom dimensions. So let's go back and make sure we said we want to do 16 by 20 for this. So we're going to leave this in inches and change this to 16 by 20. So that is our first size, but we can add as many as we want. So let's go back and try these others as well because we want one of each, right? So we want one of the 2 to 3. What's the largest? That would be a 24 by 36. So on the next one down, we're going to change this to inches and do 24 by 36. And then let's come back over and also do a 20 by 20. That would give us the 1-to-1 ratio, which is a square. So change this to inches and let's do 20 by 20. And then let's say we also want to offer this 11 by 14. So let's come here, change to inches and put in 11 by 14. All right, so we have our 4 sizes here. And once we're happy with those, we just click copy and resize. And then Canva will automatically pull up a tab with each of these new canvas sizes. So you'll see it has our original design, but it has put it on a different canvas size for each measurement and dimension set that we input. So you can see it's the same design, just a different size. And if you want to know specifically which tab is which, you can come up here where the title is, and then in parentheses, it'll tell you 16 by 20. This one's the 24 by 36, this one is the 20 by 20, and this one is the 11 by 14. So then you might have to shift your design around a little bit to fit correctly. If you want to make it look right for the canvas size that it's on, you may need to resize it a little bit or shift it around, or sometimes you can just leave as is if it still looks good. But once you are happy, you've shifted these around, you've made them look correct for each canvas size that they're on, then you're going to want to download each of these as a separate file. Now we'll get to that in a minute, but I do want to show you real quick, if you don't have Canva Pro, how you can resize these without this resize feature, which is a Pro feature. So if you don't have Canva Pro, let's go back to our original here. Let's say we want to resize this to an 11 by 14. The first step we would need to do is to go ahead and download this original design. Now I've come up here to share, and I'm going to download it from here as a PNG, and I'm going to click this transparent background. This will let us upload it without a background. It takes out the background, and you'll see why we'll need that in a minute, but you want to make sure to click PNG and transparent background, download. Now it's on our downloads. We can come back to home, and we're going to create a new design, create design, custom size with our new dimensions that we want. So we're going to change this to inches, and we said we want an 11 by 14. Create new design. So this has given us our new size canvas. Now I have my downloads down here. This is the one I just downloaded. It's a great day for a great day. I'm going to click this and drag it over to the canvas to bring it onto the canvas. And now we have our design on our new canvas. We can resize it to fit this canvas the way we like and drag and drop it where we want. Now it's kind of hard to tell because we have the white background still, but this design we saved with a transparent background. So let's say we had a colored background here, then this would lay right on top of our colored background without showing any white. If we had downloaded our design without that transparent background, then it would look like pink on the background and then a white box around our design, which we don't want. So this has a transparent background, which is good for if we need something else in the background. But either way, we're going to resize and drag and drop this onto our new canvas, and we can do this multiple times each for the different canvas size that we want. So it is a few more steps to do it the free way. It is much easier if you have Pro to resize it with the resize feature, but if you don't have Canva Pro, this is definitely an option for you as well to create canvases with each of those different dimensions. All right, next we're going to actually go through the different file types, but before we look at that, if you're getting value out of this video, would you give it a thumbs up for me and also consider subscribing to the channel. We come out with new videos each week to help online entrepreneurs to make passive income and make money online. Okay, let's say that you have resized, you've gotten all of your files ready in the different sizes, so now you're ready to download. You want to download by coming up here to share and click download. Now this is going to give you different options for file types, including JPEG, PNG, PDF standard, PDF print, SVG, MP4 video, and GIF. So we don't need to use all of these, but if you are selling on Etsy and this is your typical digital printable file or something similar, I would say the most popular file types on Etsy to be sold for these are JPEG, PNG, and PDF, either standard or print. SVG would be used if you were creating a cut file for something like a Cricut machine or a Silhouette machine, but in general, if it's something like a wall art print or something like that, you're going to look at JPEG, PNG, and PDF. Now it's totally up to you as the seller if you want to offer just one file type, if you want to offer all of these as a bundle in one listing so the buyer gets all of them. Totally up to you. I recommend offering more than just one because you'll appeal to more people who may have a specific file type that they need if they're using a certain printer or something like that, and you'll be able to charge more if you're offering more in one listing. And if you download that digital product starter guide that I mentioned, you'll see a description of what each of these is best used for, so I definitely recommend going and reading through that. But just the overall gist of it is that JPEGs are smaller file sizes, so they're best for sharing, they're best for uploading and doing a lot of different things with because they're not going to be too large, but they are a raster image, which means that they're not going to be able to scale up easily like a vector file would be. PNG is generally a better, higher quality file type, and it's also great if you do need that transparent background. And then PDF is usually a super high quality, great for digital products, and on Canva you have standard and print. I would recommend print in case someone is wanting to print it out and maintain that really high quality. So let's say you want to download this as a JPEG, you would click that and hit download, and you're going to want to download each of your files in the different sizes separately. So we've just done that. That was our 11 by 14. I know the background is different, but let's say these are all the same. These are just our different sizes. We're going to go through each one individually and download the same way. Okay, so let's say that you have downloaded all of your files and now you're ready to put them on your Etsy listing. I've come to where it says add a new listing, and I'm going to create a listing for a digital product. So I'm not going to fill all of this in. I'm just going to scroll down to show you where it says digital files. This is the part of the listing that you will actually upload your files on, and there's a few options for you here. So Etsy allows you to have up to 5 files on one listing. So you can either, number one, click here to upload a file, and if you have 5 or less and they're all within the limit of the file size, you can totally just go ahead and upload all 5 of those straight to the listing. But I want to show you some options if you happen to have more than 5 files, or if they happen to be larger than the file limit, which is 20 megabytes for the files. If they're larger than that and you still want them all to be able to fit onto one listing, I'm going to show you a few workarounds here. So number one is that you can use Google Drive or Dropbox. So if you want to use Google Drive, I'm going to just show you quickly how you would create a folder to basically be a place to house these files. So I'm here on my Google Drive and I have already created a new folder that I titled Great Day. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my previously created files into this folder. So I'm going to come over here and click New, File Upload. I'm going to go to wherever I've saved my files and I'm going to click on them to upload them to this folder. And there you can see it has my file right here. So let's say I have several different sizes and several different file types. I would continue to do that over and over until I've added all of my files to this folder. And once I've added all the files I want to be part of this one listing on Etsy, I'm going to come up here to the folder name, click this little drop down arrow and click Get Link. So this is the link I'm going to deliver to my buyer that's going to give them access to this folder with all of the files in it. But now you can see it says restricted, only people with access can open with the link. I don't want that. I want it to be able to be delivered to anyone that purchases it. So I'm going to change this to anyone with the link. That way I can get the link to this folder and deliver it to all of my buyers. So now it's changed to that. I'm going to click Copy Link. So I have the link to this folder copied to my clipboard and I'm going to click Done. Now the final step here is to come back to Canva, and I'm going to create a PDF image or a file to deliver with this link embedded. So you can do this by either using a template or creating your own design. For the purpose of this, I'm going to just do something very simple. I'm going to create a design here that we are going to embed this folder link in. So of course you would want this to look really pretty with your branding colors and your fonts and all of that. So definitely do more with it than I am, but I want to go through this quickly so we can see how to do this. So let's say I'm using my branding colors. I might do a background color, and then I might add some text that says something like, thanks for your purchase. Download your printables here. Okay, so once I have whatever text I want, then I'm going to highlight the word that I want to become the link. So I'm going to highlight here because I want them to be able to click on that word and embed the link there. So I highlight that text, and then I come up here to the top right corner where the little link symbol is. I'm going to click the link. And now remember, I had copied the link to that folder. I'm going to right click and hit paste. And now it's pasted that link in here, and I'm going to hit enter. And it says link added. So now you can see the word here has an underline. That means it now has a link embedded so that the buyer will be able to click on that and it'll automatically go to that URL. So now the idea is I'm going to download this as a PDF. So I'm going to hit share, download, change this to PDF, download, and I'm going to come back to my Etsy listing. So now when I come here to the listing, instead of trying to upload all of those files separately to this listing directly, I'm going to upload the one PDF that I just created with the link. So when I go here to upload, I'm actually going to be uploading this PDF that I just downloaded. So that way, when the buyer purchases, it will present them with this file, which they will be able to then open as a PDF and click this link. And when they click here, it's going to go to my Google Drive folder where they will have access to all of the different files that I've uploaded here. So that is one way to work around that 20 megabyte file size limit on Etsy. I know it's super frustrating if you have larger files or you want to do more than 5 files in one listing. That is a great way to do it. You can do something really similar with Dropbox if you use Dropbox as opposed to Google Drive. But you can also just create a zip folder and upload the zip folder as well to your Etsy listing. So zip folders are super easy to create. It's basically just a folder with your files in it that you're going to then compress and upload the zip folder as opposed to all of the original files. Your buyer then will get access to that zip folder and will decompress it to then be able to have access. It's basically just like shrinking the folder to be housed on Etsy until the buyer gets it and then they can open it. I don't have time in this video to go into exactly how to create a zip folder, but it's all over the internet. If you just Google how to create a zip folder or how to compress files with a zip folder, that's ZIP folder, you should definitely be able to find that easily and be able to learn how to do that if you want to go that route as opposed to the Google Drive or Dropbox route. Now, a couple tips here real quick. Number one is that it's a great idea when you're deciding if you just don't know like which file types you need to offer for your specific product category or what sizes are best. You can totally look at some of the listings within your niche that are selling really well, that are best sellers in your niche, and see what those sellers are offering in their listings. This will clue you in as to what buyers really like. A lot of times buyers like to have options for sizes and file types, but if you don't feel comfortable just offering everything, definitely take a look at some of the best sellers that are comparable to what you're selling and see what those listings have included in them. This will also give you a clue as to what you could charge and increase the price to if you are offering multiple sizes or file types. And tip number 2 that you definitely don't want to forget is you want to make sure to mention both in the listing description itself as well as use a graphic image for one of your product photo slots with text in it saying exactly what this product is, exactly what sizes or ratios it's offered in, and exactly what file types, whether it be JPEG, PNG, PDF, are included in this listing. The more information you can give to your buyer, the more confident they'll feel making the purchase. Okay, friends, well, I hope that was super helpful for you. I know that techie side of digital products can be very confusing, so hopefully getting a little bit more information about ratios and sizing and file types helps you get started in creating and selling your digital products on Etsy. And don't forget to click the link in the description box below to watch the free 60-minute Etsy Success Masterclass. I know it will be a huge help to you on your Etsy journey. Bye, friends.